Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I will be sharing with you how to make this off-shoulder peplum sleeve. Before we start, let's do some calculation. So my front neckline is 11.5 plus my back neckline, which is 11.5, is equals to 23. My round the shoulder is 38, so 38 minus this 23 gave me 15. So 15 divided by 2 is 7.5, which is what we are going to use for both sleeve, plus 1 inch allowance, making it 8.5. So here is the pencil part of the sleeve. I have my sleeve length here plus 1 inch of allowance. I'm using 6 inches for the peplum, so whatever your sleeve length is, you remove the 6 inches for the peplum, and then the rest is what we have here. So next up, the 8.5 we calculated, we have this fabric on fold, so we're going to divide that into 2, giving us 4 1/4. So 4 1/4 is what I'm marking here. So next up, I'm placing my finished armhole on that point. So the edge of the armhole is sitting on that point where I marked the 4 1/4. So I'm going to trace that armhole out and extend it like that. So that was where the armhole stopped. So I'm going to measure what I have there and then add another 2 inches for allowance. We'll be needing that measurement later. So for the sleeve round, I'm working with 10 inches, so divided by 2, that is 5. I marked 5 here, and then I marked extra 2 inches for allowance. I'm going to connect that, and then I will cut. So next off, I have my fabric here folded into 2, and then I folded again into 2, making it 4 folds. So I divided my round sleeve measurement, which is 10, by 6.28, and that gave me 1.5. So plus 6 inches for the length of the peplum, making it 6.5 plus 1 inch of allowance, which is 7.5. So on this end, I'm marking 8.5. Then I continue with 7.5 as I go further, because this sleeve is not particularly round. It has an egg-like shape. So I'm marking 7. The actual measurement I need is 7.5, but I marked 8.5 at the beginning, and then I'm marking 7.5 all the way around. 1.5 is for the radius, and then 6 inches for the length of the peplum, plus another 1 inch for allowance. So next I'm marking the radius, which is the 1.5 I got from dividing my sleeve round by 6.28. So I mark that all around, and I will cut it out like so. So this sleeve has 2 steps. So this one is shorter by 1 inch and is still longer on one end, just like the first one. So 1 inch shorter than the first one. So it has 6.5 on that end, and then it has 7.5 on this end. Still longer. They are both going to have that egg-like shape. So next up, I went on to cut lining for each of the flay pieces and a medium weight gum stay for all of them. I also cut lining for the pencil part of the sleeve, as you can see. So next up, I'm going to go sew the sides and the upper part, then I'll leave the down part open. The same thing for this one. I'll place the lining right sides together with the main fabric, sew the sides and then the upper part and leave the down part open. So after sewing, this is what we have. The down part is open, up here is closed, and the sides are closed as well. So next off, I'm going to mark my round sleeve, which is 10 divided by 2, making it 5. I marked 5 there. And then up here, I marked, when I traced out the armhole, I measured to where it stopped. And that is the measurement I used on the upper part. Or you can bring back your finished armhole, place it there and trace it out to get the accurate measurement. So for the flare pieces, I have ironed the gum stay on all of them. So next we're going to turn them with the lining. I'm going to place the lining right sides together and then go and sew it all around on all the pieces. So after sewing, I turned it out and I ironed it, and this is what we have. You see, both ends are pointed. That's the egg-like shape I was talking about. So next thing is to join it to the other part of the sleeve. So when joining, you make sure that pointed bit is on the center front and at the side seam. So side seam and center should have the pointed edges. So you sew the shorter flare first and then sew the longer one on top. So I'm going to pin the two of them together, take them to the machine and sew all around. I'll repeat the same thing for this one. Make sure the pointed edge is on the side seam and at the center. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please do so. Thank you. So after joining, this is what the sleeve is looking like. Well structured and beautiful too. So the next thing will be to pin it to your main dress and then sew it down. So here is the main the finished dress. I'm going to pin them, match side seams together and then pin all the way around. So side seam on top of side seam. I'll pin first before I'll sew. So after sewing, you will check to be sure that you have exactly your round the shoulder measurement up here, and that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like. It means a lot to me. Share with your friends, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.